On that overcast Tuesday, when the sky above the city seemed cast in lead, Elias walked out of the cardiologist's sterile office feeling not as though he had been prescribed a cure, but sentenced to a slow fading. In his hand lay a prescription, a thin slip of paper that seemed to weigh more than his entire lived experience. Statins, the doctor had said, looking not at Elias's eyes but at the monitor where the frightening lipid numbers glowed. This is forever. Your cholesterol is a ticking time bomb. Elias was a man of science and logic, an architect of complex systems. Yet in that moment he felt betrayed by his own flesh. How could it be that his organism, this perfect temple he had inhabited for decades, had suddenly decided to destroy itself? Did nature, in its infinite wisdom, create cholesterol solely to kill us? This thought, cold and clinging, gave him no peace. He began taking the pills, and the world grew dim. First, the sharpness of his mind retreated, that spark which allowed him to see solutions where others saw dead ends. Then came the muscular weakness, as if gravity had doubled its pull. He was turning into a shadow, a mechanism sustained by chemistry but stripped of its soul. Elias realized this was not healing. This was capitulation. It was peace purchased at the cost of cellular freedom, at the cost of the mitochondria choking without coenzyme Q10, ruthlessly blocked by the very same pathway as the cholesterol. And then a rebellion awoke within him, not the angry, destructive rebellion of youth, but a mature, deep, almost sacred descent. Elias plunged into the abyss of knowledge like a diver into the ocean. He read through the nights, dissecting the fine print of studies ignored by the mainstream. He discovered the great secret. Cholesterol was not the enemy. It was the firefighter rushing to the scene of the blaze. The true enemy was inflammation, the silent killer born of sugar, stress, and processed sustenance. To attempt to remove cholesterol without extinguishing the fire of inflammation was akin to executing the messengers bringing bad news, hoping it would stop the war. He changed everything. It was arduous, as all true rebirths are. He abandoned convenient food, replacing it with the healthy fats he had been taught to fear, and vegetables bursting with life. He submerged his body in freezing water, forcing his vessels to constrict and expand. Remembering the ancient rhythm of survival, he began to practice intermittent fasting, granting his cells the time for purification, for autophagy, the great process of self-healing about which the doctor's office had remained silent. Months gave way to months. The fog in his mind lifted, his muscles filled with strength, not the cosmetic bulk of the gym, but a living, vibrating energy. Elias underwent testing again. The doctor stared at the numbers for a long time. The LDL was present, yes, but the markers of inflammation, the C-reactive protein, had dropped to near zero. The ratio of triglycerides to HDL was pristine. "This is impossible," the doctor murmured. "It is inevitable," Elias replied, feeling within his chest not a bomb but a powerful, tireless engine. When you stop warring against nature and begin to listen to her. Elias stepped out onto the street. The leaden sky had vanished. The sun bathed the avenue in gold. He understood then that biohacking is not merely a collection of tricks. It is the return of the prodigal son, our consciousness, to the rightful home of our body. It is a spiritual path where every cell prays for health, and we are duty-bound to answer that prayer. If you loved this epic journey, hit like, subscribe, comment, and share with friends who need natural wellness secrets.